Surrender.
Legends abound throughout many cultures about the origin of the first people who inhabited the earth. Some describe a race appearing from inside the earth. For example, Indian folklore tells of white tribes that live in the earth. Eskimos have the same tribal teachings, and the Shawnese claim a civilization of whites lived in Florida before they arrived and left their buildings, going back into the caves in the earth. Incas have a similar folklore of a subterranean white race that travels via caves from China, Iceland, and the South American Aztecs. Their writings tell of an inner domain created by the gods for the first humans. An Eastern legend describes the origin of Adam came from inside the earth. A Hindu legend adds that Adam was a king of a group who fled a great cataclysm into the hollow earth and then returned to repopulate afterward. Tibetan monks referred to the underground areas Shambhala and Agartha as underground dwelling places for ascended masters and others. Orpheus went into the earth to seek out Eurydice of Greek mythology. Apollo's real home was among the Hibernians inside the earth of Roman mythology. The Valkyries descended and ascended into an inner domain in Nordic mythology. Even today, the Bonpo sect of Tibet claim to be in contact with the underground masters and the king of the world, Lord Maitreya, in tunnels and caverns in the Himalayan mountains. Names like Agartha, Shambhala, and Shangri-La, Thule, Arcot, Valhalla, and Hades all speak of the different cultural beliefs in an inner earth. The concept in myth and legend is truly as universal as the flood. The first person to write an entire work on the hollow earth was the famous English astronomer and mathematician Sir Edmund Halley. In 1692, he published his theory about the hollow earth. His theory was developed from working with Sir Isaac Newton on earth magnetism, fluctuations, and the possible causes. His solution: the earth was hollow. He believed there were 3 concentric cones with a molten lava core, which served as an inner sun. Sir Edward Bulwer-Lytton was known worldwide for his book, The Last Days of Pompeii. He was a high-ranking Freemason, a Rosicrucian, and a member of the neo-pagan English social order known as the Golden Dawn. He wrote the book, supposedly fiction, called The Coming Race in 1871. This story tells of a highly developed subterranean beings that possess a mysterious power of vil force. The beings are described as extremely tall Caucasians with superhuman strength. This strength enables them to utilize a strap-on device of wings, which enables them to fly. Their lifespan ranges in centuries. The willpower is a mental one that is focused into a crystal staff that each person possesses. They view human surface dwellers as one would view a cattle or pets. The story claims that they will one day emerge from their underground caverns to reclaim the surface and dominate us. Although presented to the public as fiction, occult initiates believe this to be true, veiled in a fictional story. One of the secret societies that merged with the Fool Society to form the Nazi Party was the Vril Society. They based their entire society upon the occult fiction book. Their desire was to discover and develop the power of Vril and contact the inner beings to form an alliance. As way out there this might sound, actions were taken seriously to achieve this goal. In modern times, it would be the same as the Masons merging with the official Star Trek fan club to form a powerful political movement. H.P. Blavatsky, spirituals, medium, stated that the North Pole is the region of Atma, a pure electromagnetic soul of the earth, and spirits are called the gate, whereas the South Pole is called the pit, north being positive and south being negative. She wrote about the Aryan master race and their subterranean origin from within the inner earth. The earth was like a living force with energy and light flowing inward into the North Pole and excreting out of the South Pole. Mankind emerging from the womb to live on the surface is compared to the birthing. After the death and resurrection of Jesus, he descended to declare a further judgment upon the angels that sinned. The Bible suggests there will be a time when an individual and a group of fugitive people will attempt to enter into this subterranean realm. The prophet Amos in his book proclaims a very interesting prophecy. In context, these are people as fugitives fleeing God's judgment. There is even reason to understand this is a literal prophecy. In the Nazis' mindset, they believed themselves to be the diluted genetic strain of a subterranean super race which held the power of Vril. Their goals was to form an alliance with their underground brothers and obtain the knowledge of the Vril, to form new super weapons and lead the world into our new age. They did act seriously upon these crazy sounding beliefs by securing a portion of the Antarctic and perhaps attempting to dig into the earth to search for allies. Now let's take a look at the commandment God told Israel to abide by.
And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened up her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength, a fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
It is interesting to note that in many translations of the Bible, only the older English version, the King James and the American Standard use the translation "in the earth." All the more recent translations simply say "on the earth." A big liability of translation placed upon God's word. Cain's bloodline may be the seed of the serpent mentioned in Gen 3.
Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one.
Today, in the minds of too many people, the Bible has lost its validity because men were wrong. It is funny that the Bible declared the earth was round long before there was modern science or the church. The Bible has always remained true. It is man's own interpretation, or rather lack of proper interpretive procedures, that are flawed.
We shall never surrender.